Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are traveling back in time, all the way to 1888, to visit one of the darkest and most terrifying corners of human history. We're talking about London, specifically the East End district known as Whitechapel, and the ghost that still haunts its streets, Jack the Ripper. Now, this isn't just an old crime story. It's the ultimate unsolved mystery, a tale of terror that literally changed how we view serial killers. Imagine this, it's the late 1880s. London is this huge, booming city, but down in Whitechapel, things are rough. It's overcrowded, poverty is rampant, and the nights are pitch black, lit only by flickering gas lamps. This area was desperate, and it made the people living there, especially women trying to make ends meet, incredibly vulnerable. And that's exactly where our killer found his hunting ground. The terror truly began in the autumn of 1888, a period chillingly known as the Autumn of Terror. We focus on the canonical five, the victims officially attributed to the Ripper, though there were others before and after that year. We start with Mary Nichols, found mutilated in late August. Then came Annie Chapman, whose murder was even more brutal, confirming the police's worst fears. They were dealing with a monster. But the true horror escalated with the double event, where two women, Elizabeth Stride and Catherine Eddowes, were killed on the same night just hours apart. The precision and the brutality of the attacks were escalating rapidly. And finally, there was Mary Jane Kelly, the last and perhaps the most horrifically treated victim, murdered inside her own room in November. So what made these murders stand out? It wasn't just that they were horrific. It was how they were done. Jack the Ripper wasn't just killing, he was mutilating. The victims all suffered deep, fatal cuts to the throat, but then the attacker would proceed to brutally dissect the torso and abdomen. In several cases, vital organs like the kidney or the uterus were carefully removed and taken away. This detail is absolutely crucial because it suggests the killer wasn't just a random lunatic. The precision implied a very specific background, maybe a butcher, maybe someone with surgical training like a doctor or an anatomy student. Someone who knew exactly where to cut and how to operate quickly in the dark. As the body count grew, so did the panic. The press went wild, and that's actually how our killer got his iconic name. The police weren't calling him Jack the Ripper. That name came from a letter sent to the Central News Agency, signed with that sinister moniker, claiming to be the killer and mocking the police's failed efforts. Most experts today think those letters were hoaxes created by journalists, desperate for sensationalism. But the name stuck. The police investigation? It was a disaster, honestly. They interviewed thousands of people, investigated hundreds of potential suspects, but Victorian forensic science was primitive. They didn't have fingerprinting or DNA testing like we do today. They relied on eyewitness accounts in dark alleys, which were completely unreliable. The public, fueled by sensational newspaper reports, grew hysterical, and the police couldn't stop the killings or identify the culprit. This case became the world's first major media circus criminal mystery. Decades later, the obsession with finding Jack continues. It's called Ripperology. There are over 100 potential suspects, but three names always pop up. First, Aaron Kosminski, a Polish Jewish immigrant who suffered from paranoid schizophrenia. He was actually identified by police later on as a prime suspect, but they never had enough evidence to charge him. Second, Francis Tumblety, an American quack doctor with a severe hatred of women who conveniently fled London right after the last murder. And third, the controversial theory surrounding artist Walter Sickert, suggesting his paintings contained hidden clues about the murders. But here's the kicker. The murders suddenly stopped after Mary Jane Kelly in November 1888. Poof, gone. Did he die? Did he get locked up for a lesser crime? Did he simply leave England? We still don't know. The legacy of Jack the Ripper is dark, but it did have a lasting impact. The terror forced the public and the government to confront the horrifying living conditions in Whitechapel, leading to social reform and eventually clearing out those terrible slums. But over a century later, the mystery remains. Jack the Ripper achieved exactly what that unknown killer wanted: immortality through fear. So what do you think? Who was Jack? Let me know your favorite theory in the comments below.